Hello. Thursday evening, 8:30 p.m. Love wrestling. You know what that means. It's Pluggo rocking out over there. It's JPJ.
Our entrance theme rules.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's a banger. Oh, we got Josh in from the jump saying, hey, bitches. Hello, hey. Mr. Robinson. We got our buddy Tim. Always wonderful to see you, my friend, even though you are a Peyton Manning liker, and that is the one negative of you.
Are we going to start that already?
No. I just had to get it out of the way now because I like the guy. But, yeah. Pluggo, what is going on, my dude? How are you this week, my friend?
I mean, I'm hanging in there as I send out our last Facebook side of our links. I got written up yesterday at Love Wrestling. I had to take Scott Steiner's Budget 101 to come back tonight. Not happy about it, but I will say Mr. Love made a decision. He stood by his decision. I begrudgingly signed said write-up that was left on my desk by Alice because I wanted to give the people what they want. It's not the fans' fault that our boss is frugal. The flagship program Between Two Beards does not need to suffer because of my actions last week. And you know what, Josh? It is not my fault. Spencer.
I'm not getting in the middle of this. This is between you and Josh.
He wrote
I had nothing to do with this.
Alice wrote that on said write-up. It was not my wording. It was theirs. Do I consider us a flagship here at Love Wrestling? Absolutely. I'm not saying that other shows aren't. I just feel like if you're going to have some flags on said ship, we're up there.
You know, friggin' Spencer. What's he good for? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
He's good for yelling at us every week. That's what he's good for, yelling at us on Friday mornings every week. Pluggo gets himself in trouble way more than I do, so he gets yelled at way more than me. But I at least hear a little bit of it on Fridays. So
I get to sit in his office. He gets red in the face.
Yeah, you know.
But yes,
and then we got the flagship, the Ohio State University.
Thank you, Tim.
But
we try. But yes, I took the Steiner 101 class, and I have to say it was wonderful. And what I learned, because I was supposed to come on air per Spencer and give one example of something I learned today. And all I know is that with JPJ sitting there and Pluggo sitting here, we have 142.5% chance of blowing that budget every week. Anyway, I'm doing well.
I hope so.
Now that that's out of the way, and I've got
that all out of the way.
I'm going to frame that right up one day.
You should.
You should go for lots of money on eBay.
Maybe.
But I mean, what a slow week in professional wrestling.
Dude, I was just going to ask the people in the chat, what are we, we were connecting all day, and we're like,
there's nothing to do.
What are we going to talk about, dude? A very slow week. Last night was just a bore. I felt like there was nothing that went on last night that had any attention or any. Yeah, man. We were chatting all day. We're like, what the hell are we going to talk about? Usually Wednesday nights are the night. But last night, like, it's just been a slow week. So if you're in the chat, just let us know what you want to talk about. Tim wants to talk about how much we love Ciampa. I like Ciampa too.
I love Ciampa.
Jeremy laughing. I don't know if he's getting my sarcasm here.
Oh, but, totally sorry. There was a banger of a show last night. Let's lead off with that. My God.
Oh, we got our buddy Dare Amazing saying hola, hello. Thanks for hopping in, my friend. Hello. Always a pleasure to see you. Yes, obviously I was lying because last night we had AEW Grand Slam. Man, we did a live watch along, Matt and myself, part of the Weekend Elite Report. You were in the chat. Josh was in the chat. A lot of people were in the chat for the live watch along, and we picked a good show to do it with.
Yes.
And like Tim says, and how Cole kicking Bryan Danielson's head off. That was at the end of the opening match, but yeah, dude, AEW again knocked it out of the park. Just an amazing episode of Dynamite in totality. Like, even the worst thing on the show was still really solid and really good. But I think we would be remiss not to talk about what opened the show.
I'm trying to get used to this new set.
Yeah, I know the new little like
Zach.
Zach hooking us up with these new graphics and like kind of the new like zoom in. It's kind of like, ooh, I feel like I'm too close.
I could do a better hook face with this.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll get a little getting used to. But
I've had a day. To all of you fans out there that complained that this match should be on a pay-per-view, shut up. We got that for free. 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah, that took a
clinic, and you're like, it should have been on the pay-per-view. Call Pito Swags. What's up, my friend? Shout out. It was his birthday the other day.
Oh, well, happy belated. Happy belated, my friend.
Call Pito, a.k.a. Swags, because he looks like Hornswoggle.
Well, Tim, I don't know if you'll be around tomorrow night, but tomorrow night, Matt and myself will be doing another live watch-along at 10 o'clock. We're going to be doing a live watch-along for Rampage. So if you're planning on watching Rampage tomorrow night, we'll be right on this channel, probably like 5 or 10 minutes before the show starts to let everyone gather in, and we will be doing another watch-along for Rampage. But yes, we had a live watch-along. It wasn't a Between Two Beards watch-along. I know you're an avid follower of ours, but it was on, Love Wrestling. It was under the Weekend Elite Report, which is the other show that I do with the franchise, our buddy Matt, where we review all AEW. So if anybody in the chat right now is around tomorrow night and you're planning on watching Rampage, come watch it with some friends. We can gather, we can chat, we can... the last night the chat was flowing. Josh popped in towards the end with his people because I know he had a watch along on his channel because he's raising some money this week. So go watch all his stuff this week and donate to a good cause.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And, I popped on, said my piece.
You did.
That was nice enough to not, yell at me. He likes to give me and him are like beefing because we're trying to fight over.
I think Jeremy and Tim are going to try to do a live watch along of the live watch along. That would be great. Yeah, that'd be good.
It's like
and then I can
on a watch along with a watch along.
That's what we'll do.
If you picture your watch along with Josh's watch along and then their watch along, like who am I paying attention to?
It's like Inception,
You know what I'm saying? It's what we do.
It's just Inception.
But no, that show last night was amazing.
The whole show was amazing, but first of all, everyone going in, I feel like, there you go. Josh says he'll shake his ass for views on mine. That's fair.
We have video evidence of that.
We have video evidence that Josh shaking his ass leads to victory.
By the way,
that's that video evidence.
20 episodes in, and we've already done one special. So 20 episodes of this flagship program, and in that 20 episode span, we do have a clip of Josh Robinson shaking that thing.
Yep.
So if you want to see it, scroll on back.
Scroll on back, man. It's there.
It's there.
It's there. The balls. Can I just say this?
The balls.
The balls
said,
of Tony Khan to be
what
like,
are you? Are you on NXT 2.0? You said balls.
NXT 2.0 again, and I Josh had a watch along for that on his channel, and I was there. I thought it was a good episode. There's some stuff there's some stuff I'm not jiving with. I think they're debuting way too many people. Way too many people.
Hello, Turnbuckle Studios.
Yes.
My friends.
Josh, that's toxic JPJ traction. What toxic? No. But yeah, as far as NXT, I know we're not going to chat about NXT 2.0 a ton. But
why not? It's the greatest show on air.
I like a lot of what they're doing. I just feel like they're debuting a lot of people. Like a lot of people. And I think the main reason why they're doing that is because I think the draft next week, there's going to be like some of the standard NXT people that we've been used to the last couple.
You know exactly why they're doing it. I don't know why you're dancing around it.
I'm not. No, I think
Vince is literally going, well, that AEW program just seems to debut all these people nobody knows all the time. Who Jungle Cat? Who's Jungle? You know what? F it. Just bring out the whole PC in one shot. I don't even care.
I'm going to say something.
I do a terrible Vince.
That was trash.
It's trash. I'm not a good impersonator. Okay?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Von Wanker. I called him Von Winkle last week. That's what I called him, Von Winkle, when we were talking about it. Von Wagner.
How do you not say Von Wagner? It's like, who is that guy? And he wasn't even on the show on Tuesday.
He was in their championship match last week, and then you don't even have him on the show. No,
it doesn't make sense. But
I will say, Lash Legend. That's what Josh says. Lash Legend.
Is that
Braun Breaker?
Lashley?
Well, I was going to say, here's the thing.
Testicle Smasher.
Braun Breaker.
Breaker.
I like him. I hate the name. Terrible name. Terrible trash name. But I like him.
I was just listening to Big E do a podcast after winning the title, and I can't remember which one because he did a bunch, but I was just so enthralled with the Big E title run. He was on this podcast, like, God, I can't remember that, but he referred to him as Rex Steiner, and he said he's a Steiner through and through, but there's a mandate to not mention that at all. So Big E must just be like, I got the belt, screw it.
Yeah, like Big E. What are they gonna do? Fire Big E?
Yeah,
you said Steiner, you're in trouble.
He's just like whatever.
Like he's like, what? Here's my thing is
stuff over
he was gonna be his real name, his last name is Rex Steiner, Rech Steiner, and then he was gonna be Rex Steiner, which is a great name. That's a good name, Rex Steiner. It makes sense. Rex is all right, but Steiner. And then they were like, "Nah, bro, you're Braun Breaker."
They should have spelled like Rex what? With like 2 X's and like Rex.
Yeah, well, they wanted the 2 Ks and Braun Breaker, so that's what they were like. You know what? We'll go this route. And I agree with Jeremy. He looks exactly like Rick, but he sounds exactly like Scott Steiner. Exactly.
Which I spent a good 4 hours this morning with Scott Steiner learning Love Wrestling's Budget 101.
Here in Between Two Beards, the flagship. It comes full circle. We're
going to have the Smark and Friends podcast, NXT.
Yeah, the legacy of. We got all these things.
They're all going to come and just be.
They're all just going to be like, excuse me, sirs, and we're going to be like, good. All right. Just let us have this. All right. Just let us have it. All right. But anyway. I want to talk about Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. Yeah.
What I
was going to say, when they announced that match, we were all like, I cannot believe. Josh is gonna throw us over the coals right now. Unless he's just being nice. But thank you, I appreciate. Oh yeah,
no, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, there we go. I mean, hey, I would agree.
No,
I'm not going to fight that. I am not going to fight that at all, my friend.
Online, which I did because I am not the smartest guy in the room. It's a ship with multiple flags on it. We just happen to be one of them. And you can be the cornerstone because the Legacy of is one of my favorite things.
Oh, my God. The one that he has coming out on ECW, He told me about that a little while ago, and I'm just like, I've been waiting ever since. I love ECW.
The one he's dropping next week, Evolution, and I tweeted him this. Evolution pay-per-view always holds a special place in my heart, and it's not because it was the first all-women's WWE pay-per-view. It's because my son was born on October 22nd. He was 6 weeks early. My little one that runs in all the time, the cute one. the cute-looking one.
The one that tries to jack up our show? Is that what you're saying?
The one that tries to jack
real
up
cute.
our show.
Real
so
cute.
He was 6 weeks early, and of course, that's a big. So I had to watch that while I was like nursing. He was like not nursing me.
Like this little peanut.
Yeah, I'm like holding him like this, and I have like the phone, and we're watching that together, like in the NICU.
Yeah.
So I will always have that moment and always have that memory. And I love you, Josh. You're the cornerstone. We are the flagship. All the other shows on Love Wrestling, by all means, come up with your own spot at the table.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we're all great.
we
As we
claim-
see our friends in Turnbuckle talk, they're like, please don't forget us little guys when y'all get super famous. You guys have been
Speaking of
doing
which,
this. You
I
guys have been
noticed-
doing that a lot longer
Yes.
than us. Like you are the guys that I can probably say
We're
we
like 20
look
in.
up, like we look up to you because you've been doing it for so long and been good for so long. So, you know, oh, he is the butt of Love Wrestling. Okay.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Who's the butt? I touched the butt.
Hopefully not me. Hopefully not me.
Well, he's not talking about you because you guys have another show, the J&J Power Hour, that's dominant.
Debuted this morning. This morning in the States, evening where Josh is in Australia. But yes, that is a show.
I had to look that up too because I'm a dummy. I was like, 9:00 Thursday. We're doing something at 9:00.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Before I dive into our buddy Jeremy's ridiculous take in the comments, ridiculous. Not to the point where those matches weren't awesome, because those matches were, no pun intended. But all right. So Omega and Danielson gets announced. Everyone's freaking out like, oh my God, it's 2021. I cannot believe this is going to happen. Like, this is going to be incredible. And Tony Khan's like, we're opening the show with it. We're just first thing. We're opening the show with it. So we're not waiting. We're not waiting. These people want it. Just go out there. Just go out there right away. And it was just like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And then they go the 30-minute time limit. They were throwing like Daniel Bryan was getting dropped on his head. He was getting kicked. He was getting kneed to the head. He was kicking Kenny Omega's head off.
This was
and
going,
like
this
Josh
was
said,
going
the
on
size
behind
of
it the
Tony
whole
Khan's,
time.
Yeah, the size of Tony Khan's peanuts to do that. What
How
a
could
guy.
You pay attention to the match with Macho Man back there just being like, oh, yeah.
Oh, it was the madness, Macho Man. So,
well, sorry.
No, but I noticed him right away. I was like,
yeah, I was like, oh my God. And then there was like a big head.
He had a head, a big giant Macho Madness head too.
Daniel Bryan's chest looked like ground hamburger meat, dude. It was like Omega's gear was sick. I loved it. I thought that was the best look I've seen him have in AEW.
Oh yeah. Jeremy says I called the time limit. You can ask Pluggo and Tim; they can confirm. Well, here's my thing. Once I found out it was going first and opening the show, that's when I was like, oh, there's a chance they go the time limit. If it was main eventing, I thought that one of them was going to win. You know what I mean? Like, but once they announced they're going first, Matt said like, oh, the fact that they're leading off means maybe they'll go the limit and stuff like that. But
which was a good call.
It was, man. That was like Jeremiah, buddy says, I thought it was good, but not great. I disagree. I mean, yes, I think it was good, but I thought it was great. I thought it was one of the best TV matches we've seen. Obviously, it just happened yesterday, so it's fresh. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. We got to let it breathe a little bit. But it was as like for the match that
they're not going to match on Dynamite.
A free match with two guys that have been a dream match for a long time now. Like a long time, people have been like, man, it would be amazing if this could ever happen. Like, and then it did, and they lived up to the bill. They were, man, it was so good. Tim says, brutal match with a great way to build the feud. Absolutely. I expect them not to fight. Omega tweeted afterwards, no rematch, like not happening. I don't expect them to fight for a little while, but down the line, 100% what it's going to be, man. It's what it's going to be. And Turnbuckle says the whole show was good to the point that it didn't feel like 2 hours of a show. Everything flowed nicely. 100% agree. That's what Matt and I were saying. We're like, it was like an hour and 15 minutes in, and we were like, this does not feel like we have been sitting here for an hour and 15 minutes. This feels like it was just
God, and at that
flowing
point,
through.
You still had FTR and Sting to go, and
I was going to say, like Tim says, in a world where your worst match on the show is Cody versus Malachi Black, that says a lot. Like it was a fantastic, and I thought that was for me too the low part of the show, but it was still a really good match. Like it was a solid, good match.
Can we in the comments? Can you guys? I posed this the other day. Why everybody hating on Cody? Like,
I mean. There's reasons to.
I mean, like the dude's still putting over these people. You know, he's putting over talent. The Arnfall was crazy, but like all of a sudden, like he's getting booed everywhere.
Well, I think he needs to go. Like this is from a strictly character point. He needs to go heel. For me, I'm going to be honest with you. I consider myself a Cody guy. Without Cody, we don't have AEW. Like I think Cody was one of the main guys they needed to be there for it to happen. And for me, it was the tattoo. I think once he got the tattoo, I was like, that's a bad business decision.
Josh has some takes down there.
That's a bad, F you, Cody. Hate Cody. That's what Josh not a Cody guy.
I just was wondering because I mean, he went from if you've been following AEW from day one, everybody was like eating up everything that man was saying. Like, he could do no wrong. The promos he was cutting during that Jericho feud were phenomenal. And then all of a sudden, he did cut that cringe promo about, America.
That didn't help. But
then all of a sudden, everybody's like, you're trash. I don't know what it is. I just was like,
Here's the thing.
But before you say what you think, don't forget to subscribe. If you're on Twitch, hit us with that subscribe. I think subscriptions are 20% off this
20% off this month. So please definitely
like this video. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're at watching us, give us give us a follow. Help us out because I got in trouble the other day. So we got to make some good with the boss. So if you love us, show us some love on them socials. Like this video.
He single-handedly ended racism. He loves America.
He does. He loves
America. And then we got Jeremy saying, been doing it too long. It's gotten stale. He said he's like Roman from 2015 to 2020, and he's gotten stale. And like I said, the tattoo. My thing is,
I don't dislike the tattoo.
I don't dislike the actual design of the tattoo. What? You don't have it there.
It's because he's putting his neck on the line for the company.
Oh, is he?
I mean, I would assume.
Is he?
Come
on, dude. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, and Josh, I am 100% with. I mean, reality TV is not a strong point of mine. I don't watch it, but I could care less about that show as well. I get why they're doing it. Cool. Like, good on you. TNT's going to do it. Great.
Well, tune in next Thursday for my review of
the review. Pluggo will get the first 10 minutes where we'll have her. That's one of the big announcements we have tonight is Pluggo will be reviewing. We have a couple
announcements. One is going to be vague-ish, but you'll get the drift.
Yeah.
The other one now is that I'm going to just review.
Tim's saying he doesn't really put people over. So.
Well, I mean, he lost to Malachi Black and Brody Lee in like grand fashion, and then he did lose to Malachi on Wednesday, so that's kind of putting Malachi.
Yeah, poor Arn Anderson, huh?
Dude, yeah, he fell, fake fell, or not fake.
No, he real fell.
Legit fell, and then he fake fell. Then he looked like he looked legitimately hurt. Like when he's sitting there, like I know it could be acting. He's doing his part, but like that couldn't have felt good.
I mean, the real fall. He fell straight from the corner. Like he was just hanging on for dear, and he just fell straight back. Like that can't feel good. What I'm saying. He's not a young guy. He's not a young guy. Look at Jeremiah, and I know everyone's entitled to their opinion. So I think most people would probably. I mean, you still said it was a good match, so I don't think most people would have an issue. I just think I mean,
if
it was just. I just thought it was excellent.
If you didn't like Omega Bryan, that's fine. That's you. You're. On this program, we have a lot of time, as the boss would say, for other people's opinions on things. We just happen to love it. We just dug it. But
oh man, I thought it was so towards the end. Like
there's things that JPJ likes that I don't like. Patriots football. What? I'm sorry. Oh,
sorry. Who do you like? The Browns?
Hey man,
we're both 1-on-1. We're both 1-on-1.
Yeah, we're both 1-on-1. Whatever.
God, I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. But no. Well, hey, don't start bringing up football. You know I get heated. I get heated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't become one of those people.
Before we move on or keep going.
Oh, we're gonna. Yeah.
I just want to thank everybody we dropped the Facebook page today.
We did.
Between Two Beards Facebook. We're on there now at Between Two Beards on Facebook, and man, I was surprised that many people like us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you a lot for everybody.
You guys can stay up on Facebook, Twitter. We're trying to keep you guys informed on everything that we're doing because we are working on a lot of things.
We are. I also want to talk about Britt Baker and Ruby Soho that ended up main eventing the evening, in which I thought I went back. So last night, because we were on the show, Josh saying, "Hey, give us an Instagram too. So something to think about. Maybe that will be coming up down the line. I think it's the only one we don't have, right?
Maybe I'll just do it tomorrow.
Maybe. Well, later on tonight, we'll just be like Instagram. Join us on Instagram.
It is pretty easy now to link the Facebook and the Instagram together.
Yeah, because they're all owned by the. Yeah. It's all the same.
If Josh wants an Instagram, Josh will get an Instagram.
Yeah, that's how we roll here. We are a show for the people. We're a show for the people, so we do what the people want.
Josh Robinson.
Oh,
that's it. I'm just kidding. And OnlyFans. Now you might have to talk to Mrs. Pluggo about that. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, I know that were they getting rid of feet pics for $5? That's what Josh says. Feet pics was $5.
Hey,
Nate Dogg,
big business.
Nate Dogg, thanks for hopping in the chat. Thank you for that message there. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, my friend. But no, I want to talk a little bit about Britt Baker and Ruby Soho. I think right before the event went live, they announced on YouTube that was going to be the main event. And I think a lot of people going in thought that obviously Daniel Bryanson and Kenny Omega would be the main event. And then once we found out that it wasn't, I was like, ooh, maybe Ruby's going to win the title. Like maybe that's what they're doing. Like maybe there'll be a title change. But no, Britt retained as she should. She should hang on to that thing. But as she should. But regardless of that, I went back and I rewatched the show today with like the actual volume up and stuff because I was on stream. I didn't want to get flagged or anything. So I was basically watching it on mute, basically. And I watched it today with the full commentary and full sound. That match was excellent. That match was very, very good. Ruby Soho, I love the gear. We all love the music. The song is amazing. I've been listening to it weekly ever since the vignette she put out. But I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit and get your opinions on that match because I thought, obviously, Omega and Danielson is going to be the match that people talk about the most when you talk about this show, and rightfully so. 30-minute time limit. They went balls to the wall, all out, especially the second half of that match when it kind of turned up a little bit. Like it was just like, holy moly. But I thought
what they need in that division.
Yeah,
Ruby is. Ruby. Shot of because not to cut you off there, but I keep everybody. That was one of the biggest criticisms in AEW for a while was the women weren't there. They weren't there. They weren't ready. They're there now, and Ruby just fits right in where she's a different aesthetic and she can go in the ring. It's a perfect pairing, in my opinion, because now it legitimizes your women's division tenfold. Now, if only they could find out where Hikaru Shida went, we'd be cooking.
Yeah, I know. She has disappeared since losing that title. So I would like to see her involved somehow. But, it's one of those things where it was good on them that they had the women main event Dynamite. That was good to give them that spot. He's saying we can make more than $5. Would you with feet picks or just in general?
Feet picks is a big business, bro. Feet picks is huge.
Well, Josh, thank you for hopping in and have a fun day. Have a good brunch date. Hopefully you have a fun time. I love brunch. I'm a fan of brunch.
Speaking of
I'm a fan of regular brunch, and I'm a fan of Sunday brunch that we have every Sunday at 1 p.m. It won't be this Sunday, though, because we will have a POS show because of the pay-per-view. But I love me a brunch, whether it's regular brunch that Josh is going to go to a little bit later, or if it's Sunday brunch. Brunch food is breakfast food, lunch food, brunch food.
The omelet station, dude, that's amazing. Those dudes are so. I used to work at a place that did brunch. Man, I could flip a mean omelet.
Well, there you go. Now I know. If we ever meet here, I'm making you cook me breakfast.
I can do that. Whatever you want.
Beautiful.
And make it happen.
Beautiful.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Well, so we had Grand Slam last night. And if anybody wants to talk about any other things, obviously CM Punk had a really good promo, I thought, promoting his match with Hobbs tomorrow night, which I'm looking forward to a lot. I thought the FTR Sting and Darby match was awesome. I thought Sting looked great again for being 62 years old in wrestling.
I thought Punk avoided Hook.
He did. He didn't mention Hook. I mean,
he fears Hook.
Yeah. Send Hook.
Send Hook, baby.
Punk did not mention
FTR, that gear. FTR's
yes, the NWO black and white. Yep. And I saw that Dax on Twitter earlier today. He put a picture of them two, and then he put a picture of the New Day, who they've been rocking the Wolfpack gear a little lately on Raw, Xavier and Kofi. And he said, I I think it said something like maybe someday or something like that, or someday soon or something. I was like, oh my God, that'd be, yeah, say yeah. But yeah, no, I thought all in all, that was just a tremendous show last night. Like Turnbuckle Talk said earlier, like it did not feel like 2 hours. Everything flowed together. But we also have in the other company, we also have a big show this weekend for them, as it is Extreme Rules this Sunday. So we're going to have ourselves a little preview for Extreme Rules.
You mean just rules?
I was gonna say, you know how many, so before we dive into it, do you know how many of the matches this Sunday have Extreme Rules attached to them?
I do not.
0. The fuck is going on? How do you have an Extreme Rules pay-per-view?
You gotta
where not one, that should be the you gotta be. It's been a while since we've done that too.
Oh.
That should be the you gotta be. How do you have an Extreme Rules pay-per-view where not one match on the card, which I don't even think the card might even not be finished yet, but it doesn't have one match with stipulations?
So in the comments, drop your favorite Extreme Rules stipulation.
Obviously a stairs match. Duh.
Because I remember watching Extreme Rules when it first came out and was like, everybody's going to die because every match was something crazy. And they've slowly each year taken one away. And now we're sitting here 2-3 days out from your pay-per-view and you have nothing announced for an Extreme Rules. Are you just going to, on the pre-show, be like, that gets a chair, that gets a table? At
the very least, they're saying Reigns and Balor have been announced for an Extreme Rules match. All right. Well, at the very least.
Well, it's because you're going to need some Extreme Rules to beat the Demon. So I guess that's how you beat the Demon and make it make sense, right?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about that because I do want to dive into the card a little bit, because right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 matches. Only 6 matches.
Dived into this pretty deep on Tuesday with our boy Throwback on his show.
We did. I was, I'm in a picks tournament, which you were on. You beat Spencer in the first round. You will lose to me in the next one. But you beat Spencer in the first round. The person who I was supposed to go against was so scared of me, he didn't even show up.
I mean, hey, Jensen,
I respect his work, but come on, bro. What? Too busy? Can't hop on there? Come on now.
Jensen. What, are you scared?
Yeah. Yes, he was. He showed up. You know how he showed up? With a piece of paper. He had a piece of paper. That was his representation. I was like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. But anyway.
But I say that because if you want to really deep dive into the card, check that show out. We're going to do our best because we still got some things planned for the night.
Yeah. He says, what stipulations would you guys add to Extreme Rules? I mean, a lot of them are, Roman and what is it?
Does he mean for this card?
I'm assuming. Look, I've always been of the belief, though, like, because, WWE always likes to, like, overdo things. So, like, when they have Extreme Rules, every match has to have a stipulation. I don't think it needs to be that way. Like, you can have Extreme Rules and have an 8-match card, and 3 of them have Extreme Rules or stipulate. Like, it doesn't have to be all 8, So,
go big or go home, bro.
But you can't just have one. You just can't have one. Like, there's got to be more than one.
That they just kind of announced.
That they announced a week ago. It was a week ago.
All right.
Oh, man. But anyway, yeah, Judy Bagwell on a pole, Extreme Rules. Yeah. Why not? At this point. No, but like
ever.
You could easily make some sort of crazy stipulation for the Charlotte Alexa Bliss match.
Iron Glove on a pole match. That was, or the custody of Rey Mysterio.
That was one of them.
That was one of them.
Becky Lynch and Bianca. I want them to just have a good old fashioned wrestling match. But like Charlotte and Alexa could use a stipulation. I think Priest and Sheamus, because they've been going at it for a while now. The final blow off could have like a cage match, or whatever. I would have loved.
Just give us something.
I would have loved the Usos and the Street Profits to be a ladder match. I think that would be fantastic.
You know what's funny? All they have to do is make that a tornado tag, and that's an Extreme Rule. Like, you don't.
And I've said this before. I've said this before on this very show. I think a tornado tag match is one of the most underutilized stipulations you could have.
AEW does it.
Is it a triple threat? Oh, they added Jeff Hardy, right? Did they add Jeff Hardy?
Yeah.
Is that what they did there?
Which again, fans, oh my God, I can't believe he's wrestling for titles. And then when he wrestles for the 24/7 champion, he's better than that.
Look, just people are never going to be happy. People are never.
We're fit.
First blood match. It's been a while for a first blood match.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're going to go down that road because I think there's a pretty not super strict, but I think they're very anti.
Yeah, they don't like blood.
Very, they don't like special spots.
As they call it in the business, they don't like the color. They don't like the color.
They don't like the crimson.
Street Profits and Usos in a Cell would be fun too. Oh, I still say the Usos and New Day Hell in a Cell match from a couple years ago is top 3 cell match of all time.
How hard would you pop for Montez Ford doing the frog splash off the cell?
I mean, he would die.
I mean, maybe not. I mean,
he'd break something. Something would be broken.
Does it?
Something would be broken. Yeah. I love Montez Ford. And we'll dive in. So let's dive in. We'll start at the bottom of the card and we'll work our way up. First one. Oh, they should call it a crimson. That's a better way to say it. That is very clever. I like that. A crimson mask.
Unfortunately, in the WWE, though, that's too wrestling-y. They don't like to use wrestling terms.
No, well, they're not a wrestling company. They're a sports entertainment.
That's what I'm saying. So in AEW, that'd be dope because they'll gladly. And
I agree with Turnbuckle Top though. On a pay-per-view, color should 100% be acceptable. 100%. I would agree.
That's one of the problems the WWE has right now is their pay-per-view shows don't look much different than their television shows. You've got to make the pay-per-view mean something special. So yes, like colors should be allowed. It should be a little more edgier because it is a pay-per-view. It's not necessarily, your kids sitting there at 8:00 on a Monday watching. I mean, granted, yeah, kids are going to watch, but you don't have to go over the top.
No,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So one of the rumored matches that still hasn't been announced is they think eventually Big E will be defending the WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley in a rematch. That hasn't officially been announced yet. But I would find it really odd that Big E, after just winning that title a few weeks ago, wouldn't be defending it at the first pay-per-view after. But who knows? Maybe they got something else planned for. Yeah.
They've shown this week that it doesn't matter about the brand split. So Lashley could easily show up on SmackDown and say, hey, let's do this. And they make it happen. Or just send over a video. It takes a 30-second promo,
Yep. And then
I can't imagine you to keep Big E off the pay-per-view. He's got to be doing something. I mean, he's hot right now. I mean, he's doing the pay-per-view circuits. He is the people's champion. If I could coin a phrase from The Rock, he is right now. I mean, who sat there and was like, "F this"? No, everybody.
I mean, there probably were people because some people just can't ever be happy.
I don't have time for those takes.
Yeah,
Big E is the man.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, I mean, a last man standing match between Big E and Lashley for the title. Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. That would be fantastic. But that match isn't officially on the card, but a lot of people thinking it might be rumored to be on the card because how you're not going to have the WWE Championship match represented at least on that card. But anyway, let's start with the first match listed here. We are having on this match, we have 6 matches on the card. 3 of them are female matches. So half the card are lady matches. The first one here, we got Liv Morgan going against Carmella. I'm glad Liv Morgan's getting on the pay-per-view. I was talking about this the other day, and I just feel like when Money in the Bank time was happening on that SmackDown before, where they had all the women kind of involved and having their moments there, that crowd was ready to anoint Liv Morgan. I just think they were ready for it.
We were both on this show saying it's
100%.
Money in the Bank to win, and I just they got to pull the trigger on it. And no disrespect to Carmella, but I don't think Carmella is going to get it done. But poor Liv Morgan, she just
and I just feel like the crowd wants to be behind Liv Morgan. The crowd likes Liv Morgan. Like, we don't have to look so much into everything so often. Like, you should be able to just be like, oh, this person is hardly used, but whenever we use them, they get a good reaction from the crowd. So maybe the crowd likes them. Let's try something with them.
So you're asking them to use logic on,
oh my
we
God.
like them, make it happen.
Yes.
If it ever happens, it's going to be awesome. It might be Big E-esque. I don't think there's anybody out there that's like Liv Morgan. She's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's one of those things.
We can only do so much as fans, though, right? Like I can only root the person on. They got to get her some matches, get her winning some matches, get her back into that title picture. Because Becky or Bianca is gonna need something to do.
Yeah,
and why not give us another?
I think
either one of these, whoever
wins should rise up to be like kind of in the discussion of the next feud, right?
Yes,
and we'll talk about that match, but if it's going to be Becky, who is a heel now, Liv Morgan being the underdog kind of like up and comer against Becky, who is playing this Conor McGregor-ish, like cocky, I'm the best character, I'm the man, but now it's the heel side of it where she's, over the top cocky, over the top the best. Liv Morgan being that babyface underdog, that's a good story to tell, and like, why not? Why not inject some new life into the division? You can't just rely on Becky, Bianca, and if Sasha comes back, it can't just always be those three. It needs to be other people.
We can't wait till Bayley's healthy.
Oh my God. But yes, and Bayley's my favorite of the four horsewomen, and I can't wait till she's healthy too. However,
we can't wait.
You can't always rely on just the same. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It bothers me. Turnbuckle Talk says, live with this dark turn character. I would make this a kendo stick match. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Nice little stipulation. These matches need stipulations, damn it.
Give Liv and I don't want to use his name, because he's kind of at the dreamer treatment, kind of in a kendo stick match. Where
fired, you mean? Not in the business anymore? That's what that means? The dreamer treatment?
Yeah, but, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's one of the most iconic moments in wrestling history.
Oh, of course.
Hard to talk about because he's an idiot.
Yeah. Before we can move on, Jeremy says he makes a Bearcat Keith Lee reference.
Which I saw the funniest thing on Twitter. And I wish I could keep it. They said they're going to, how they love to short names. So Bearcat Keith Lee.
It's just going to be Bearcat Lee, bro.
No, and then he'll just be Bear Lee on TV.
Yeah, Bear. I get it.
Oh. It's a reference to a wrestler in the 50s, and I don't.
Yes, and I guess
act like I know because
no. I looked it up, and I believe he was the first Black World Champion. I want to say Bearcat Lee. So I think it was. Again, I don't know if it was Keith Lee's idea. I don't know if it was WWE's idea, but I think it does pay homage to like a historical African-American wrestler. However,
you don't need it with Keith Lee.
I don't think so. You can honor the guy by not making that part of his name. You know what I mean? But anyway, if it was Keith Lee's request, then okay, that's cool. Same thing with like how I felt about Nikki Ash when I saw the superhero. I was like, what the hell is this?
Tag team wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah. But like when I saw that, I was like, what the hell is this? But then when you heard that like she fought for it and she was like, no, I think I can make this work. Like, give me a chance to make this work. Then I was like, all right, cool. Like I support it. Like if she wants to try it, So, but anyway. So then we get, I feel like for the 19th time, even though I like both these guys, we have Damian Priest defending the United States Championship against Sheamus and Jeff Hardy, I guess, and Jeff Hardy now. That's how much I think Jeff Hardy doesn't matter. Is I still don't even think he's in this match, even though he is. But yeah, I mean, I think it's Damian Priest all day, man. They've been booking him like a star. He wins every week. He feels like he's going to legitimately be a big deal because he does win every week. I think he continues to win. That's just what I think.
I think he wins. So this is my big proclamation, right? He's going to win. And then the draft happens. And there are all these NXT. I'm still not used to our setup yet. The NXT holdovers that are like, not the Braun Breakers and the Von Wagners of the world are going to get drafted, and we're going to see some really interesting U.S. title feuds. Because in a lot of ways, I think that's what Raw or SmackDown, whoever gets the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title, they really need to hone in on this mid-card because some of the best matches in wrestling history are mid-card titles. If the U.S. champion means something, that helps the show. If that mid-card means more, and I think there's some people coming up the old pipe, as they say, like an LA Knight, Damian Priest. That'd be a lot of fun, right?
Oh yeah, I think LA Knight is destined for the main roster during the draft.
I know people might crap on it, but Johnny Gargano, I think he's done everything he can do down there, right? So I think he's on his way up too. I don't see why he stays, unless his contract is up in December and he decides to leave. But for now, maybe they entice him with some main roster run. But yeah, so Damian Priest gets that W. He's a rock star. He moves on. Sheamus and Jeff Hardy probably feud on main event for the next 6 months.
Oh my God. We got our buddy Ed hopping on saying hello. We are good, my friend. Hopefully you had a good time on the throwback show before you popped in here.
Yeah. On the flagship show,
on Ed. The flagship today. You're on the flagship. I think everybody in the chat agrees with us that Priest is going to retain here, as I think he should.
Yes.
All right. We then get
really a mistake to pull it early. Like this early. So. Like, what are you doing?
And like I said, I feel like besides the the main event scene, which they always focus on, but like he feels like to me the first mid card guy, because he's a mid card champion. That he is what he is. He feels like the first mid card guy that they actually care about the booking for in forever, and literally forever to me. Yeah. And it's like, okay, he like legitimately. He won the match at WrestleMania, and then the Raw after Mania, he had that one stupid thing where the Miz like rolled him up with his pants around his ankles, and he looked like a moron. And then he went away for like a while because he was a little banged up, and ever since he's come back, he has looked like $1 million.
By the way, the Miz, my boy,
Dancing with the Stars, bro.
He got a 20. For those that don't know how it works, there's judges, and I think the best score you can get is like a
10, right? Like a 30 10, or something like that. I think
there's 4
3 judges. Is it 3 or 4?
It's 4 now, I believe.
Okay.
And you can he got a 24.
My mom loves that show.
I think he got jobbed. I was watching it Monday.
My mom loves
with my wife because she loves it, and I love what my wife loves, and I watch things with her. So fight me in the comments. I don't care.
Don't forget about the zombie lumberjacks. Yeah, the
zombie.
Why don't we have a zombie lumberjack match? That'd be a good stipulation.
That would be the definition of extreme.
Yeah, you could die if you get out of the ring. Eat you alive.
We're gonna throw paper clips at each other. That would be extreme in comparison to what we have.
All right.
I'm gonna knock your hat off your head. That's extreme opposed to
at least Throwback knows the deal.
What's
up? At
least
least Throwback knows the deal. What is up, man? Thanks for hopping in.
See, I don't understand this groundswelling hate for Pluggo outpicks everybody. Pluggo took down Spencer. Pluggo's going to take down JPJ or Jensen. If you tie, I already called my shot and said, let's do a triple threat.
I mean, I just want you to know, you better hope that I win. See, it's a double-edged sword for you because if I win, you're going to lose. However, if I win, I'll actually show up to pick with you.
I would like to have.
I'm calling Jensen out.
I'm
calling Jensen
on once.
I'm calling him out.
I like Steven, so be nice.
I like him too, but show up. So
all I know is it don't matter if it's JPJ, APA, LPQ, SBC, whatever. It don't matter. All the letters. Pluggo outpicks everyone. And there's a picture on the internet that says I got a shirt on. It says I'll pick everyone. Everything on the internet.
There's a lot of things on the internet that aren't true.
Well, I can say one thing that is true: we are a flagship show.
We are the flagship. So then we got the Usos versus the Street Profits for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I will let you lead this one, my friend. Who do you think is winning? Who do you think is leaving as the tag team champions?
I think the Usos are going to win. I don't want them to win. I love the Street Profits. I just hope whoever wins stays on the brand. Because remember, I think it was last year or the year before.
I think it was the year before they swapped the champs.
Oh,
they were like, "No, you're Raw now. You're Smack." It was Usos and New Day, wasn't it?
It was the Street Profits.
Yes, and they just swap the titles out back.
The hottest they had been. They were at their peak, and New Day is the flagship.
They are the.
And they were just like, here, let's just swap instead of putting on a classic. that they could.
It might have been last year. Yeah, you know what? It might have been last year. That it could have been. I thought there were fans involved, but maybe there weren't. I don't remember. But I do remember they had a backstage segment and they just like swapped the titles, right? They were just like here and handed each other the other titles. Like, cool.
Kind of like the Kenny Omega thing with the titles, where he would lose one, and I wanted him to become increasingly more paranoid as he kept losing belts. I kind of love the idea of like the Usos dropping the ball and Roman not getting paranoid, but just being like, I've got to keep this together. I'm the only one that gets anything done around here. You guys. So I kind of like the idea of putting a little more wrinkle to the bloodline thing, but I think right now it's a safe bet to just keep it on the Usos, keep it going. Let's see this Heyman Brock Lesnar thing through first.
I agree. We have a lot of people that I think are going to agree with both of us that they think the Usos will retain. And in Jeremy, they got drafted. So the teams got drafted to the opposite show. So they just ended up swapping belts. They still remain tag champs. They just swap shows.
And they just like, here you go. Yeah. Here you go.
New Day went to Raw and Street Profits went to SmackDown.
In the laziest way possible, too. I was like, you could kind of tell they were like, this is dumb.
Yeah. And I think everyone's agreeing with this in there. The Usos will retain. I do expect the Bloodline to hold those 3 titles, or 2 technically, but the tag titles and the championship for a little bit longer. One thing I will ask you, though, is they're doing a storyline with Naomi and Sonya Deville, where Naomi's been on SmackDown now for a few weeks, and Sonya Deville's not really giving her a match, not really paying attention to her. There was a really, I thought, a quick little promo with Naomi where she kind of got in Sonya's face last week and was like, I'm going to get my match. Now, do you think there's a chance that we see Naomi end up in the Bloodline? Do you think she would be a good female representation? Because she is married to one of the Usos. That's known. That's a known thing. She's kind of floating around like she's playing the storyline like, hey, I'm here. Like, nobody's respecting me. Where's my time? Like, what's going on? I think it would, if they were looking to continue the Bloodline storyline and get them stronger, or add maybe a female or add more members, I think it would make real good sense for Naomi to be at least in the consideration of maybe joining the Bloodline.
I would say I want it because I think Naomi is incredibly talented.
Oh, she's amazing.
I think she's could play that role perfect, right? I just don't think that they're going to do it because I don't know what it is, but they just they just don't seem to want to keep Naomi at the top of the women's division.
Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me.
The most athletic and
her entrance is awesome. The crowd loves her. Like,
it's the, what did we
makes
just
no
talk
sense
about? The crowd love it. We love the. Well, who did we just? I already forgot. We've talked about
Liv Morgan. We're talking about Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv Morgan. Thank you. See, I'm losing it today. It's late. I'm old. No, but yeah, we love Liv Morgan, and they don't push her. And Naomi's in the same thing, and I don't know why.
Nia makes sense. Tamina would make sense. Like,
Nia would make more sense than Naomi strictly from like a muscle standpoint, in the sense of like, but I think Naomi would play the part really well because she can talk. She's got, and she's married.
And I was just going to say,
and I think it would make the Usos dynamic a little bit, better too.
I was just going to say, so Jeremiah's like, we need a female who can talk. So Naomi can talk, my friend. They just don't ever give her the chance to. Yeah. But she can talk. She can talk.
Chris Parrish, is that the love?
Yes, we already talked about that, Parrish. If you were here when the show. No, I'm just kidding.
He's busy shining up.
He's a hardworking guy. I'm just messing around with him. I love Parrish. No, but yeah, we talked about that. That was the first match we talked about that. I don't know if it will be announced as the pre-show match. Is really right now it's only a 6-match card. I hope not. I hope it's on the main card. But yeah, we talked about that first. And like I told you, Parrish is a hard-working man. He just got off work. I was just ragging.
We love you, Chris.
Turnbuckle Talk says, I think it'd be a good idea. Look at the factions of just about every company, and there is a female member. 100%. 100%. And I think you can go a lot of routes. Like I think Nia Jax, I know they're thinking that she was written off a little bit, obviously, with the stuff that happened with Baszler on Raw.
Good right now, the hair, it's a good look for her.
Yeah,
It's menacing.
but Tamina fits in. She's related to those guys. Naomi by marriage is in that. Like, there's ways you can go to get a female member in the bloodline.
I'm gonna sleep on the Tamina thing.
Yeah.
Tamina does nothing for me.
It's fair. What? It's fine. It's fine.
She shows up and wins big matches though. And I think she had the only women's tag team title reign where they didn't win a match.
Yeah. God. Well, again, booking. Yeah. You when it comes to WWE, you can't bank on any of that.
I know.
You just can't. You just can't. But I think we're all in agreement the Usos are gonna win that one. All right. We then get for the Raw Women's Championship. It will be the champion Charlotte Flair defending against Alexa Bliss.
Is this like a command?
I don't know.
I'm just making sure. I love it.
Yeah. So who do you think? Alexa Bliss and Charlotte? I thought
this is the Charlotte effect. She drops the title as much as she wins it. So you never know. Like anytime you're ever picking these matches, your confidence points are super low because they want Charlotte to get to 17. I don't think Alexa I think there's more to this story. I'll say that. I think there's more to this story.
So you think it continues past this?
I think it continues. I think they run with it more. I mean, they just dropped the Charlie doll.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, Throwback and I talked about it when I was on the show. Like, I feel like because Alexa's been doing such other different stuff lately, like for the last year or whatever, that people forget that like Alexa,
she's good.
Yeah, she's very good. And she's like a and I get it. They book who, like she was the first ever woman to have both Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship. Like she was legit. Like when she was considered right at the top of that card with Charlotte and Becky and Bayley. And so like she was right up there. She cashed in on Ronda Rousey. You know what I mean? Like it's legit. She was considered in that echelon. And I just think that because she's been doing such other stuff the last few years that people kind of forget about that a little bit.
And you don't want to put the belt on her because I think it'd be too like, remember when they put it on the Fiend and the Supernatural stuff and he didn't need it. I think you got to get Alexa away from this. And then,
Parrish says he has a feeling Charlotte retains and then Alexa ends up going back to SmackDown. I have a feeling they're going to load up SmackDown. SmackDown is clearly the A show.
Kind of like us.
And it was Nia that was cashed in on, but Rousey was involved in the match. And then she hit Rousey with the briefcase, but the match technically, I don't think was over yet. So, but yeah, man, she's in that top tier. She just hasn't been booked that way for the last couple of years because she's been doing tag team stuff with Nikki Cross, which I liked a lot, and then the Fiend, and now this version of like she's kind of her own version of the Fiend now. Like that's what she's been doing. But I feel she's like you said 6-7 time champion. Yeah. Like she's up there, man. She's real good.
She's one of my favorites. I mean, when she was doing her thing back in the day, she's a great heel.
Yep. She's a great heel. She had those great promos where she would like fake that she felt bad, and then she'd be like, and they got a little old when she was doing it all the time. But the first couple, you were like, gold. That's gold, man. But I do agree. I think Charlotte will win.
Yes.
And Turnbuckle agrees, says, I like this version of Alexa and hope that they continue this feud between her and Charlotte. I would like that too. It's two big stars going for that title. But yeah, I agree with most that I do think Charlotte is going to end up.
Did just win it. It's not like it's been like this super long.
Yeah, but when it comes to Charlotte, how many times has she just won it and then lost it only to win it again? Saying. You know what I mean? Like
you got to eventually put some meat on her title reign.
I mean, but I think the meat is in the number. I think when it comes to Charlotte, the meat is the number, not the length. You know what I mean?
If she had 17 one-day title reigns, we would say that's
still. But they would sell the shirts that say 17, and that's all that matters.
No, but we would say that's not a lot of. That's not really that great.
He's crying. He says, "I can't wait for Bret to be back. He ain't gonna be back in WWE, brother. He's gonna be in AEW."
Check the dirt sheets, Tim.
Oh, they say he's going back.
He might be.
Impact
debuting sooner than later.
Yeah, in AEW.
Like in 6 days.
Yeah, something like that.
Scoops. We're dropping.
Parrish says, I want to see Gothic Bliss versus Liv Morgan. And Turnbuckle says, correction, I like any version of I agree with you there. I agree with you
She's
there.
got a Bowling for Soup song.
Does she?
Yeah, check that out. They wrote
Bowling for Soup, 1985, man. The year I was born.
They also did a song about girls like Alexa Bliss. You know, we like girls like Alexa Bliss. It's catchy. Check it out.
Not bad.
Just throwing that out there. Shout out Bowling for Soup. If you want to come on and talk about it, hit us up.
Talk about 1985, man.
Yeah, why not?
We then have the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It is Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair. I want Bianca to win the title back. That's what I want to happen, but she's not.
For this as I want to be.
Okay. I think the match itself is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible. The feud has been for me. I'm glad Becky's back. She looks in the best shape of her ever. Bianca is a star. Becky is a star. I expect this match to be arguably the match of the night. However, I really want Bianca. They should have never, we talked about it on here.
Yeah.
You could have had Becky come back. She didn't need to.
No. She didn't need to squash her. The reason I say I'm not as excited for this as I am, and normally, I'm a Becky stan. Like, Becky Lynch is my favorite. She was we drafted women. She was my number one pick. Mm-hmm. But they're trying to put her into this box that we don't want her to be in. Mm-hmm. Nobody's booing her right now. Yep. We're just still happy she's back. They should have, if anything, give Belair the heel in this run. But even then, I don't understand why we have to always fall in the face heel dynamic. Just let two badass women just go after each other and let them be them. Like, why are we trying to force Becky's trying to force a heel? That's just it's not clicking right now. But like you said, the match itself is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
Two of the best women's wrestlers, two of the best wrestlers in the world. Yeah, going one-on-one, you can't beat it. So I'll take it all day. But I wish the build to this would have been a little bit better than I squashed you. And then Becky's whole ascension to the top was I'm not afraid of anybody. Even when she was a heel.
She has been ducking Bianca since. I'm not signing this. No, you're not getting your rematch tonight. It's okay, well, all right.
It's the whole opposite of what makes Becky Lynch Becky Lynch.
To answer Tim's question, I did not like the squash. I was there live. When Becky came out, it was one of the loudest pops I've ever been a part of. And 5 minutes later, that crowd was dead. Murdered dead. Because of that booking decision. It was trash. It should not have happened. Now, I can get over things like that because it's WWE, so I can get over things like that. But for the reason that Pluggo just gave, Becky's super talented. Becky's going to kill it no matter what she does. But I don't think the majority of the crowd doesn't want to boo Becky Lynch. They don't. It is what it is. Everyone likes Becky Lynch. Most people. They don't want to boo her. I just think that they're doing this heel thing and it's not really working a bunch. At least for me, it's not. I'm just no, I don't want to boo it.
Let me ask you this, because I'm thinking about it and I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Why is every heel, and in the comments, drop your thoughts, but why does every heel have to be a chicken shit heel? Why can't they just be a badass heel that's I'll just fight everyone. I don't care.
Yeah.
But no,
and I feel like Becky Lynch is that, and I think Becky Lynch of all people should have been that heel that was I'm the man. I'm gonna ruin you. Do you remember what I was like when I was here before? I ruined everybody.
And that should be her whole platform is bring it on. I'm going, and because we all love Bianca Belair too, and she is over as a face.
Yes.
Have Becky heel it up and be I'm gonna kill you.
Turnbuckle Talk says, I want Bianca to win and make it a strap match with stipulation that Bianca cannot use her hair. See, Turnbuckle's in there. He's given stipulations for every match, and I love it. And
they're extreme, unlike the pay-per-view, which is just rules. Maybe the extreme in Extreme Rules is silent, and we're just reading it wrong.
Yeah. And I think, honk honk, first of all.
Honk honk, baby. What's up, Goose?
Honk honk. But he says because nobody wants to boo a badass feather plucker who never loses. And that's true. That is true. But you're right. You are 100% right. But isn't there a way to not be always a chicken? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a way you like, couldn't they be a badass, but they just do evil shit? Like, wouldn't that work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Parrish says that Randy Orton wasn't a chicken shit heel. And again, so if he was never a chicken shit heel, okay. But like Randy Orton was a psycho. Like he was like that psycho heel. Like he showed up at, was it John Cena's house? And he beat the crap, right? Or like, was it Triple H's? I don't know. But he showed up at someone's house and beat the crap. He punted John Cena's dad. He handcuffed Triple H to the ropes while he kissed his wife, who was unconscious after he RKO'd his wife.
Right. Which,
like,
yeah, you
that
can't
is
do
stuff
that
where you're like,
today,
he's not a
is
chicken
fine.
shit, but he's an evil, maniacal dickhead.
I just
So
like
I don't like that guy. Edge went to Cena's house. That's right. Thank you. But yeah, I think Becky is going to retain, but I really want Bianca to get the title back. I didn't want her to lose it in the first place, but that's what I wanted. And I would disagree. When he was with Jericho, Jericho cheated every match to keep Owens with that title, and that was chicken shittish. So I would disagree with that one. But again, it's not saying that people can't be chicken shit heels, but every heel in WWE is a chicken shit.
Right now in this era, every heel is like, oh, nope, not going to do it. Nope,
Randy was a psychopath. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like, if you can have different layers of heels.
Like, who could pull it off probably? And again, MJF could probably pull that off if he wanted to, because what he says on the mic, people absolutely boo the shit out of him. And then if he wanted to back it up and just beat the crap out of people, like, you'd still hate the guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, especially in the women's division, it's always this, like, one has to look beneath the other or chicken shit heelish, or why not just two badass women just squaring up, going at it? Bianca Belair can hold her own in that situation. Like, why not?
But Goose says that's what Pluggo's feud with Spencer is leading to: home invasion and handcuffed wives. That would be amazing if you guys filmed like vignettes of like you guys doing classic. Like, that would be incredible.
I'll lose.
That'd be amazing.
He just shows up and be like, "Who's blowing the budget now?" And then we cut.
Yeah, that'd be tremendous.
Stone Cold.
That would be tremendous.
He's got a gun.
I got Tim says, "Do you like Bill Belichick, but not Randy Orton?" I never said I don't like Randy Orton. And Bill Belichick is not. He's Yoda. He's Yoda, man. You root for the good guys. Jeremiah, do agree? Orton and MJF would sell out any building in America. 100%. 100%. All right, we got one more match to talk about, and then we're going to get back to, we have about 20 minutes left. We're going to do our draft, and then we got a couple big announcements, and then we got to get the hell out of here because it's almost 10 o'clock. But the main event, which was just announced a week ago, we have the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, defending the Universal Championship, not just against regular old Prince Finn Balor, but against the Demon Finn Balor. And as Darren Amazing said earlier, that match is the only match right now with some stipulations. It is an Extreme Rules match. I talked about this a little bit with Throwback the other day. I expect Roman Reigns to retain. However, I don't know how, because in my opinion, if Roman Reigns beats the Demon is dead. That's if the Demon loses, the Demon's over. The Demon's over. So I would have rather it have just been regular old Prince Finn Balor.
And I just envision like Prince Finn Balor, like Prince.
Yes.
The singer.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm getting loopy, but
I don't know either.
If it is an Extreme Rules match, like Turnbuckle Talk said earlier, somebody said earlier, I think it was Turnbuckle Talk. Then there's a way to do it. But even then, if you're a demon, bro, nothing should stop you. If we've learned anything from Little Nicky, the only thing that stops demons is a flask.
Yeah. Oh, Parrish does ask a question. He goes, "Do you not see Bloodline losing their titles and moving to Raw?" I don't see Roman losing that title.
If he moves to Raw,
till 2023.
They'll just turn it red. But he
Yeah.
ain't moving to Raw.
I could see the Usos potentially losing the tag titles. Potentially.
And then Roman kicking him, like booting them to Raw as like a punishment. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but I don't think Roman's losing that title until at this point. I don't think there's anybody on the SmackDown roster that's beaten him for that title.
Because even if there is, he's ran through everyone, and nobody looks credible at this point. Well, I mean, people are close, but what are you gonna run back Kevin Owens? Or are you gonna?
I mean, Kevin Owens in any of those matches never lost clean. Never lost clean in any of those matches, and I still think of all the feuds that Roman has had so far, that was the best one. Yeah. That was the best one. Was with Owens.
You could maybe Seth Rollins' history there. They've teased it, but they haven't gone for it yet. I think they're saving that for.
I think that's Rumble. I think that's Rumble time. That's a big match. The history, Rollins being a former multi-time champion, like that's Rumble time to me. Rumble or Mania. Like if they're not doing the Rock Mania next year, they want to do that in 2023. I think Rollins and Roman would be a real good top of the card WrestleMania main event.
I have a better chance of learning how to do a budget than they do of getting the Rock.
We got Turnbuckle Talk says Roman retains, but just saying it's an Extreme Rules match is too generic for him. Yeah, I would agree.
For that, there should have been something. There should have been like something specific to just that.
Mm-hmm. And then we got maybe Alexa Bliss should join Finn now that Bray has moved on. If Roman Reigns holds on to the title till 2023, I would be okay with that as long as he is in great matches. I mean, for the most part, they all kind of have been. There's been a few not so great. I'm not even going to say there's been a few good ones, not great ones, but they've mostly been pretty damn good.
Whatever they're doing with Reigns is working. I wish they would just take
that effort and that love that you create that story with and kind of do it with everybody. Because that's the issue with WWE is they pick one or two stories and they're really good stories, and then everything else does not matter at all, and it's annoying. I could see Lesnar getting involved in costing Reigns a title, possibly. I think that's a good way to do it, but I personally think this is all leading. What they're going to do at Survivor Series is they're going to have Big E and the New Day. It's going to be the New Day versus the Bloodline, and they're all going to have the belts. They're all going to have the belts.
And what a weird spot for
that's, I think, where they're going.
Right?
Yeah.
He's the demon for this match. So if he wins, on one hand, if he wins the match as the demon, he can only get it done as the demon.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses, then we consider the demon dead. Did you just execute Finn Balor on Sunday? Like, what did you just do? Like, what are we? The
demon part of it worries me because
didn't need to do that.
I don't think they needed. Yeah, it could have just been. He almost took Reigns to the limit on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago after he got attacked for 10 minutes by the Usos. Like it could have just been like, no, your guys aren't attacking me before the match. I almost beat you hurt. Like you're getting the prince. It didn't have to be the demon, and I think throwing the demon in there, it's just not needed or necessary in this. And I don't see Finn Balor winning. I just don't.
Especially when you had a Fiend on your roster.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that is
a good match.
No, and the event's going to be good. Yeah. Like my thing is, and I was talking with Throwback when I was on a show, like WWE, the weekly television shows are not that great, right? There's things to like on them, but they're not that great. But the pay-per-views have always been solid as hell. They're just always solid. The matches, so I have no doubt that this pay-per-view is going to be an entertaining, good pay-per-view. The matches will be great and it'll be fine, but
it'll work out.
Some of the booking decisions, specifically like the Demon's supposed to be special.
You're saying it's the greatest pay-per-view.
Yeah, you never know. The Demon's just supposed to be special to me, and I don't see the Demon winning. And then if he loses, then the Demon is no longer special. So I don't know. That's only
they built it up weird because they had it going, and then Cena just took Balor's spot, and then they kind of heated Balor up again after Cena's gone, and it's kind of like, shouldn't your beef be with Cena, not with Roman?
Yep.
And then now he's the demon because they were in Madison Square Garden last week. So It is what it is. It's going to be a good match. I still think Roman gets it done. I think Roman holds that thing at least until Mania of next year and just puts a stamp on his reign.
Yeah, I would agree.
Balor's just another notch on the belt.
Yeah, and I agree with Tim. Killing the demon is like killing Santa for children. I agree. All right, we got about 15 minutes left. Let's get a draft in. Tonight is the return. I know it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since we've like had an actual like real planned draft. We threw a couple ideas out on the Twitter on our Facebook group, but we came out. So earlier today, as we mentioned when Josh was in the chat earlier, a new show on Josh's channel debuted with myself and him. It's called the J&J Power Hour, where we'll be talking about a certain topic every episode, and we just focus on that topic. And the first topic was, what is the best sitcom of all time? And when I was like, all right, man, what do we do in the draft? You said, well, your show dropped today. We can plug it, and then we can have a draft on sitcoms.
And we can talk about wrestlers that cameoed in sitcoms for Tim.
Because I know that was a good one for Tim, and I know we put that on the Facebook group. That was a good one
for Facebook because that's a hard one to like.
It is, and I am not prepared for that.
And
so,
fun fact: if I ever guest starred on your J&J Power Hour show, we would call it the JPJ Power Hour.
Yeah, it would. For that one episode, it would be the JPJ Power Hour, and I would. Awesome. At the end of it, I would win. So,
so in the comments, drop your favorite sitcoms, your moments, the cameos of wrestlers in sitcoms, like The Maniac. We talked about that on Facebook. The Maniac loves you.
We are going to pick sitcoms.
We're going to do sitcoms. And I will defer to you, which means I'm giving up the number one pick because I took Booby Miles last week, and he is an actual athlete, not a fictional athlete. So my draft got thrown out just like the budget last week.
All right. Well, if you're giving me first pick.
And I know where you're going, and I'm mad I'm doing this.
Yeah. We're getting people thrown in. King Kong Bundy and Married with Children. That was a good one. Vader on Boy Meets World. One of the standouts.
One of my favorites.
One of the standouts.
Frankie's
Bam Bam and Major Payne, Macho Man and Spider-Man. Those are movie ones, but those are good.
Kevin Nash and Grandma's
Kevin
Boy.
Nash and Grandma's Boy. Kevin Nash is Super Shredder and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. I forget the character name, but he was also in The Punisher. He was like a big bad guy that the Punisher had to kill. Magic Mike. Number one pick overall for me. It's what I picked. Oh, this is a good one. Bret Hart on The Simpsons. That's a good one. Number one pick, which I picked as what I thought was the best sitcom of all time. Seinfeld. Is my number one overall pick.
That would have been mine because I love that show. I watched that show. That was like back in our day, a little further back. That was like the show. But then even like when DVDs were a thing, like you just pop in a disc of Seinfeld and just watch and just go. But
it was on syndication. It was on like 3 or 4 different channels, like 2-hour blocks of it. Like it was just.
So I gotta play this smart if I want to win. So I'm going to go ahead and take Friends off of the board, number one overall, just because that is a flagship show. And my wife and I watch that quite a bit because I think I can still get my favorite sitcom.
Your favorite?
My second favorite sitcom because you took number one. I still think I can get it at 2.
All right, well.
But I didn't want to give you Seinfeld and Friends because I feel like that'd be game over.
With my 2. I'm going with a show that someone already has mentioned with one of the cameos, and I think it's one of the most underrated sitcoms of all time. I maybe could have got it a round or 2 later, but I don't know because you're kind of smart at certain things. But I'm taking Boy Meets World.
That's a good one.
I'm taking Boy Meets World. I think Boy Meets World, you watch them grow up from literally like 2nd grade through college. The Topanga Corey relationship lasts the whole, like amazing. Yeah. Mr. Feeney, I would argue, is maybe the best mentor in the history of television. Eric Matthews, hysterical. You had everything. The father on Boy Meets World, one of the best TV dads of all time. Yeah, that guy is a stud. Underrated. Like 30 years. Underrated TV dad. Topanga. Everybody loved Topanga. One of the all-time crushes for guys or anybody really, but for teens around that time, like Topanga is on the Mount Rushmore. Like
and Topanga is a huge wrestling fan.
Correct.
She was
Also
at
a plus.
SmackDown back in the day.
Also a plus.
When Leo Rush was there.
Yeah, man. Boy Meets World is one of my favorite shows of all time.
You don't got to sell me on it. I love that.
That's my number 2 pick, man. Boy Meets World. I love Boy Meets World.
Well, then I'm going with How I Met Your Mother at 2. I love that show. Fun fact, pull the curtain behind Pluggo here. I watch that to fall asleep. I watch How I Met Your Mother probably every day of the week.
Fair.
I think it is probably better than every other sitcom. I'm just kidding. I don't want to start any fight. I'm just playing. But at 2, Ted Mosby, Barney Stinson. Let's go. Ted Mosby though, he's trash, but Barney's on. Kidding. Just Ted's very whiny, and it's like, bro, come on. But it's a great show. It's really well done. So I love it.
All right. I can't believe that this got to me in the 3rd round, but I'm taking The Simpsons. Longest running.
Never really watched it.
Longest running. I mean, the second half of The Simpsons, not as good as the first half, but
if my Mama Pluggo catches this episode, our number 1 fan, I'll explain why I've never really watched Simpsons.
Oh, did she not let you watch it?
Growing up, there was 2 shows that she just was like,
Simpsons and South Park.
Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, all right, that's fair.
Which
Beavis and Butthead, I get the Simpsons weren't that bad. Like,
no, right. I
don't
know why she hated it. I don't know what her beef with it was, but she just was. So I never really got into it. But I can tell you, and sorry, Mama Pluggo, but I used to sit downstairs and like watch Beavis and Butthead.
If you tell kids they can't do something, they're gonna find a way to do it.
Why can't I watch this?
They're gonna find a way to do it.
The Simpsons thing, I just never got into it. So
it's not my favorite cartoon of all time. I'm gonna save it because I might pick another one, but it's not my favorite cartoon of all time. But it's the longest running sitcom of all time. It's the longest running animated TV show of all time. It's iconic. Bret Hart.
Thank you.
Was on there.
He was a Saints fan. Is a Saints
fan. Bret Hart was on there as a cameo.
Yeah.
Bart Simpson, Homer. Like, come on, it's the Simpsons, for crying out loud. So that's my 3rd pick.
Oh man, there's a lot of options here.
There's a ton.
So many.
I was doing research for the show with Josh, and I was like, man, there are so many like shows that were so good that I forgot about.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm. So
Parrish said one. This is a good one. Home Improvement. Another great one.
That's a good one. Tim Allen.
We got the TGIF. We got Full House. Family Matters.
Yeah, Full House.
Full House, amazing. I've watched every episode of Full House like more than 4 times.
I'm gonna go with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Terrific.
I haven't seen some of the newer seasons, so I'm not gonna like say that I'm like some diehard. But that first, like that sweet spot where like Danny DeVito showed up to like season 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not for everyone because it's a little out there, but like the stories they tell are pretty damn fun, like really well done. So I'm gonna just take that off the board. I think I'm sitting pretty good not having Seinfeld.
Yeah. All right, we got the 4th. All right, I'm gonna go with Josh's pick of the best sitcom ever was The Office, the American version of The Office, which is a great show. I haven't watched it all the way through, but I've seen obviously a ton of it. It's on everywhere. There are some underrated ones. Tim has said a good couple ones in the chat. But I'm going to go with the show that I actually preferred to The Office, and that is Parks and Recreation.
That's a good one. That was on my list.
I'm going to pick Parks and Recreation.
I'm going to put this up on Tim's comment on Superstore. I started that. I need to get back into it. It was slow to get started, but it seems like it's something I would like considering it's retail work. So you'll have to let me know in the comments if it's worth watching all the way through. See, that's the thing. So I'm trying to pick these sitcoms that maybe I've seen all of them so that I can really talk about it. But there are things, like you said, like Parks and Rec, like the first few seasons, that's really,
oh my God,
really
so good.
Well done.
Yeah.
For my 4th pick, I'm going to take Scrubs.
Oh, great show. Great show. Love Scrubs. Love Scrubs.
Yeah, dude.
Turnbuckle Talk. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Drew Carey show, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a sitcom, but I agree with Parrish. Ozark, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic on Netflix.
I've heard that is good.
You know what's a sitcom that I've been watching lately on Apple TV is, and it just won all the awards last week at the Emmys, but Ted Lasso. So if anybody has Apple TV, get on Ted Lasso. It is fantastic.
I do have Apple TV, and I've never seen it, but it looks good.
It's so good. It's very Jason Sudeikis, hilarious, very, very good. All right. You know, there were a couple ones. Our buddy Tim.
Yeah, he's dropping.
He mentioned
and watches Peyton Manning videos and sitcoms.
Disgusting. I'm not going to pick it, but he did mention another what I think is one of the most underrated sitcoms of all time, and that's Malcolm in the Middle. Malcolm in the Middle is so good, and it doesn't get talked about at the higher tier as much as it should. But regardless of that, oh my God, I got one more pick. Sitcoms. I think I'm going to go old school here, and I'm going to have this is going to be old school. A lot of people in here are probably going to be like, "Yeah." I'm picking a local Homer pick. It's from the 80s. I think you would find it would be near the top of almost any best sitcoms ever list. And that, my friends, is the show Cheers.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah.
Now, part of my reasoning with Cheers is, one, the show itself is absolutely hysterical. It still holds up. If you go back and watch it now, you will laugh your ass off. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Parish, great, great show. But Cheers also spun off what a lot of people also consider one of the best sitcoms of all time. Is the character Frasier comes from Cheers.
Yeah, I actually was going to say honorable mention to Frasier.
Yeah, Frasier comes from Cheers. You had the George Wendt character. Woody Harrelson was in Cheers. Like, there would be no Frasier if it wasn't for Cheers, Parish. There would be no Frasier if it wasn't for Cheers. So I'm picking Cheers as my last pick. You have to look it up, right? You're like, I don't know.
I actually, the wife was like, what are you guys picking right now? I just tuned in and you're talking sitcoms. And I said, honey, I took Friends #1 overall because that's our show.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah.
All right.
So, so I got one left.
Up to you to round it out, though.
Oh my gosh.
Night Court was great. Night Court was great.
Oh, man.
Oh, Pluggo has been outpicked. I've been crushing him.
You know what, Tim? First of all, I think I did pretty well.
Bonanza, that's a good one.
I actually think Seinfeld. He's got the best sitcom.
Yeah, I'm going to let you pick because I don't want to give it to you, but I think Salute Your Shorts. Way to go. I was talking about that in the show with Josh.
Oh, the Awful Waffle.
Salute Your Shorts. I was a big fan of Hey Dude. I was a big fan of Hey Dude.
I will shout out honorable mention to I Love Lucy, talking about the
romance. Oh, fantastic. What do you mean honorable mention? If you took that right now, I would 100% respect it.
Mama Play.
MASH, another good one by Jeremiah. MASH.
Gosh, so many.
Roseanne, great.
She turned out to be a bum.
She didn't turn out to be great, but John Goodman, legend. Kenan and Kel. Yeah, we haven't talked about any Nickelodeon or Disney.
I'm sitting here at the 5th pick and everybody's shooting out.
Well, it's because you
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Stalling. Kenan and Kel is good though. I am going to take with my 5th overall pick. I'm going to take it because I've been watching it because it's football season. I'm going to take The League.
Great show.
Only because these are shows that I'm watching currently.
I was going to say you went. Yeah,
but now I got all of these shows. I'm like, man, I gotta dust some of these off.
Clarissa Explains It All. Another good Nickelodeon.
Did she really explain it all though, honey? I know you're sitting up there. Did she really explain how life was going to be in 2021? I don't think she did.
Tim says, Pluggo, you did well. WWE JPJ was just better. AEW, while Spencer is 2.0. Tim's just trying to suck up to me because he knows I hold Peyton Manning. We did talk about off the board was Full House, was Family Matters, Home Improvement, MASH, Married with Children. Great.
Are You Afraid of the Dark used to scare me as a kid.
Family Ties, The Wonder Years, Winnie Cooper, my first crush as a youngin. All in the Family, another good one. Now kind of doesn't hold up that great with Archie Bunker a little bit, but Growing Pains, great show in my opinion, best theme song of all time. That's another draft we could have was TV show theme songs.
Yeah,
but all right, it's 9:59. What?
Gilligan's Island,
great.
That's
like, dude, there's a lot of shows, man.
No,
There's a lot of shows.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go
Three's Company, another great one.
Or Hulu, and be like, oh crap, I forgot about this awesome show that I watch all the time.
And there you go. Your lady popping in here saying, fun fact, I was named after Justine Bateman, who played Mallory in Family Ties. Justine Bateman, Jason Bateman's
what's fun? I didn't even know that. And
Jason Bateman, one of my all-time favorites. Arrested Development, I would add to this list if it had more longevity.
Either that or I knew it and I forgot. So, honey.
Yeah, Charles in Charge. We should have had her on here for this.
Yeah,
for this draft.
Should have.
Jeez Louise.
She's good.
Man.
How do you think I keep it so well together? Because
I know.
Behind every great Pluggo is a Stina. Justine, yeah.
But anyway, all right. It's 10 o'clock. We got to get out of here. We haven't even talked about our 2 announcements yet. So let's do that now.
Yes, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do that now. So we have 2 announcements. Which one do you want to do first? So the first announcement we will do is next week, with there being a Quizplex. I know Darren Amazing asked earlier when Quizplex is. It's next week.
It is next week.
And that is
our flagship.
That is technically one of the flagships, one of the first pillars. Shows. Yes. It's on 9 o'clock, the last Thursday of every month. So that means that we will be moving till 8 next week, and we will be having the return of our third bearded brother, Mr. Mike Fish, will be joining us again. So it'll be the return.
Get your sensor button ready.
It'll be the return of Between Three Beards. Oh, great one, Justine. Great one, Pete.
Yeah.
It'll be the return of Between Three Beards.
And the hashtag Free the Nip.
Next Thursday, before leading into Quizplex. So we will be starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Quizplex will be at 9. That's just one of the announcements. I'm going to let Pluggo make the second announcement because I know he's been waiting for this one a little bit. We've been planning this one for a little while now. So
we're going to let it out of the bag because I set if you guys have been following us on Twitter, I set the counter. A certain anniversary is October 1st. It is the anniversary of the cinematic achievement that was Cool Runnings, one of the flagships on this show. So talking with JPJ, I said, we got to do something. And it's Quizplex week. And obviously there's a lot going on a Friday, which is October 1st. So we are going to have a second Between Two Beards special where we are going to watch along Cool Runnings with you, the fans. Mm-hmm. And we have a special invite planned on all social medias when the show ends for our buddy Spencer Love, the guest of honor. Hopefully he shows. He's very anti-Cool Runnings. We haven't quite figured out logistically on how we're going to do it. We're thinking maybe we just put it on in the background and then spend that hour and a half talking to you, the fans, about the movie, any questions you may have. It's going to be like a movie night with the boys, just hanging out, talking whatever you guys want to talk about as we celebrate the cinematic achievement that is Cool Runnings, and hopefully Spencer accepts. We even made him a little ticket. It's so cute.
So you will see us plugging that annoyingly. Pluggo more than me. I have family plans this weekend, so I'll be tied up a little bit. But you'll be seeing that on all the social medias next Wednesday.
Family plans, my man.
Yeah, my sister's getting married, brother.
That is important.
I told her, I was like,
you're like, I got
things to do, really.
Cool Runnings watch along.
I got to plan for stuff.
Yeah.
But luckily she did this week, because next week, and I know, next week, Tom Brady's coming back to Foxborough to play the Patriots. And I flat out told her, I was like, if you would have picked next weekend, I wouldn't have been going anywhere. 100%.
I did that.
More important matters.
When my sister got married, it was during Notre Dame, Michigan State. And I was like, you better have a TV in the bar or I'm not going to the reception.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know we're in overtime. But I do that a lot too. I tell my wife, I'm like, yeah, honey, I need to sit here for the next hour and look at shirtless guys for our calendar. We're doing it for the show. So same thing, right. Marriage, weddings, I get it. I can't do things. I got it. But no, we absolutely appreciate you guys. I know we're in overtime, but again, we're going to plug it. We're on Facebook now. Check us out at the Between Two Beards Facebook drop today. Thank you to everybody who stopped by already. That was surprising. A lot of people were on.
Yeah, we had a good showing for day one.
Good showing. We're going to put all this stuff on there. B2 Beards on Twitter. Check us out there. We're doing a lot of stuff there. doing the best we can to upset Spencer on a daily. At least I am. I don't know how you avoid all the trouble, but I do.
Because I don't start the trouble.
And to get the last plug out of the way, we are the first round matchups in the tournament that we started are dropping tomorrow. I'm going to start because the playing round just finished. And so go vote. You can vote on Facebook,
that
Twitter,
is on
Instagram.
Our Facebook. Yes, you can find that anywhere. We're doing like Pluggo said last week, we're doing a bracket that it coincides with the PWI Top 500. We're doing a men's and women's bracket. We're doing them. So be on the lookout. Vote in that. We'll probably have an episode dedicated once we get down to maybe the Sweet 16 or kind of whatever, like lower into the tournaments. Yeah, a little bracketology episode. But yeah, man, thanks everyone in the chat. You guys are always great. You're the reason why we love doing this. Like me and Pluggo, I feel like we've become best friends, kind of like I feel like I've known him my whole life, even though it's only been a few months. But like you guys being here and you guys being as active as you are in the chat. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to inflate your ego and get all sappy on you. But it's a wedding weekend. I'm feeling the love. So
next week we turn 21. Shots.
We do. That's why I want a mic on here. I want a mic on here. So next week, 21. We don't celebrate the 20th episode. We're going to celebrate the 21st episode. So, but thank you, everybody. And to answer Jeremiah's question, this Saturday on Love Wrestling, the Saturday Reacts group will be having a draft. They'll be having a draft on Saturday. So pay attention to that. I'll be back tomorrow night, probably 9:55 on this channel with the franchise. We'll be watching Rampage live watch along. So if you're planning on watching Rampage, you better be in here. You better be talking to us. We're talking about the show, just shooting the shit, having a good time. Tim's saying one of these days he's going to do a run in at Pluggo's.
That's fine.
Do it, brother. Do it.
Tim doesn't live too far from me.
Throwback saying JPJ week. I've done a show every day this week.
Jesus.
Every day this week I've done a show.
That's because everyone likes you.
I recorded on Monday. I did throwbacks Tuesday, watch along yesterday. it is what it is. I'm in demand. I don't say no. So, but again, thank you to RK Athletics from supporting us since day one here on Love Wrestling. RK Athletics 1 on all social medias. Go give them a follow. Go see what they're about. It's a great group over there, and they've been good to us since the beginning. Again, thanks everyone in the chat. Pluggo, always great to see you, my friend.
Like, subscribe, share.
20% off. 20% off subscribes on Twitch this month. So if you are watching us on Twitch, subscribe.
Spencer is going to hate us.
But anyway, we'll see you next Wednesday at 10:05 after Dynamite for a Cool Runnings watch along. I expect all of you to be here for that. And as always, next Thursday, 8 p.m., another episode of Between Two Beards. But until then,
peace.
Peace.